Greetings and welcome to the Manifestation Culture. I am still Christopher D. Williams. I am your host, and we thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to come and to be with us on today. Listen, I am so honored and elated to have as our very special guest. I would classify her as a person who is truly on the move. She is truly a person that believes in manifestation. She is the legacy lifestyle expert at Fabulous Life International, which is her own creation, her own company. And I am so happy to bring in Miss Nia Imani. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
Well, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being with us on today.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Let's go.
All right, well, let's do it then. So let's just go ahead and jump into it, because for anyone who doesn't know, we've known each other for quite a few years. Don't want to, date how old we are, but we've known each other for a little while. And I have to say that you are the epitome of manifestation. And I was just like, oh, dear God, you got to be on this show. You have to be on this show. So for those who do not know you, can you tell us, who is Nia Imani?
Gosh, well, I am the mother of three. I have 4 beautiful grandchildren that affectionately call me Love. I'm originally from Stockton, California. I came to Atlanta about a little over 15 years ago. I came here as an entrepreneur. I had started my first company in Stockton, California, which was a commercial janitorial service. And when I decided to move to Atlanta, right before that, I had took a real estate investing course. So that was my plan. When I sold my property for 3 times the amount that I bought it for, and keep in mind, I bought it just to break generational curses of poverty in my family, right? I wanted to be something that I had never seen before, or I had never even seen done, and wanted to buy my house at 23 and then winding up selling it for almost like $100,000 more than what I bought it for. When I moved to Atlanta, I was becoming a real estate investor, because that was like my first eye-opening experience as to the power of investing. So when I came to Atlanta, I hit the ground running, built my business, and that was kind of like where my manifestation journey just really took off, because I had this idea in my mind, what I wanted to do, how I was going to do it, not even knowing anybody in Atlanta. I had never lived in Atlanta before. I literally picked my place that I moved into from California online. Had never seen that before. Everybody thought I was absolutely crazy and insane. They were like, oh my God, like, where are the kids going to go to school? Where are you going to live? You don't know anybody. But I just had like this crazy faith that God was going to, just provide supernatural miracles, which happened and are still happening in my life today. So I started my real estate business, and less than a year, people were flying from all over California, New York, Florida to do business with me. Oh, I heard you, sell properties, manage properties. So I did everything there and in between. And then around 2010, 11, around the time that you and I met, that's when I launched Fabulous Life International and started moving over to working with women and inspiring them to consciously create generational wealth. And we do that through our trio of consulting strategies: mindset wellness, vision manifestation, and legacy planning. So that's kind of the short version of how I got to where I am right now. And I've done some other phenomenal things as well, but I'll let, Chris go ahead and lead us up to that. But that's basically who I am. I'm a master manifester. I sprinkle magic dust everywhere I go, and I expect to receive a fruitful harvest.
Oh, right. Oh, well, that's a lot. That is a lot, but it's awesome. So listen, let me talk to you about this, because you did say something in particular that was quite intriguing when you start talking about breaking generational curses
Oh
and
yeah.
trying to create generational wealth. What does that really look like? Let's start with the generational curses situation. What is it in particular that you feel that people in general need to do in order to start breaking these curses?
Okay, well, first and foremost, you need to acknowledge that they exist. So that's one of the things that I believe that has held us back as a culture, as people, for so long, that we don't even know that we're in a cycle. We don't even know that we're living out, generations of poverty, of prison, of pain. So when I made the commitment to step into these shoes, when God called me so many years ago, as a young woman, not even necessarily consciously knowing at that point, what the significance of my role would be in this goal of breaking generational curses. But what a lot of people don't know, that I'm a survivor of everything. So I've been a teenage mother, dropped out of school at 16, domestic violence survivor, running from my kid's father, ended up being homeless in a shelter before I was 21.
Wow.
And then, just had a breakthrough in my early 20s and got a job at Bank of America working in the IRA department as a temp. And that started the transformation for me, because I said, people are saving and investing money. Like, I had never seen that before. The only people that I saw with money in my neighborhood was the dope dealers, killers, and the stealers. Okay. And so that was different for me. And that just really put me on this trajectory of wanting to make a change, wanting to do something different that I had never seen done before. So it was a spiritual call, I believe, but it was also something that was just kind of embedded in me, that I wanted to make sure that my kids had access to information, knowledge, and resources and opportunities that I didn't have as a young woman and as a mother.
And now it's funny because, back, many years ago when you and I met, it's like you even had a burning desire then to be bigger, better, and greater.
Yes.
And you just had this burning. What keeps you motivated in a situation like that? Because I understand that, at this particular level, I remember we were conversing one time and you were talking to me about the Wisdom Warehouse.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, dear God. Okay, well, all right. Sounds good. I didn't exactly know what you were going to do, but you were putting steps in order then in order to make that happen. And then over these years, you've just done so much.
Yeah.
What keeps you motivated? What keeps you inspired?
God, I can't, and just like I wrote a song the other day, and I'll just share a lyric from that song. And it says, I made a conscious decision to break every chain. This walk will not be in vain, because I am royalty. I am destiny. It is my responsibility, because I am legacy.
Oh my.
And there's more to the song than that, but honestly, it's just my responsibility. I gotta do my children justice. I feel like my kids are amazing. I planted seeds of greatness in them at an early age. They were 6 and 8, sitting them down, listening to Robert Kiyosaki. This was before I even knew what generational wealth or vision manifestation. Like, I was coming straight from the hood, right? I had never heard of anything of this sort before. It was just something just always in me. So even through the walk, of us meeting, or coming to Atlanta, us meeting, and just several other seasons after that, because there's been many, And I do want to be honest and very transparent that I wasn't always strong through it all. Because when you are breaking generational curses of poverty, prison, and pain, that's a heavy weight to carry, right?
Yes.
And not having a blueprint to follow, not having mentors, not having even spiritual advisors, just you and God, like, okay, you know, I guess this is the right thing. You have breakdown. And so there was several mental breakdowns that led me to what I offer now, which is our mindset wellness division, because that was a cycle that I was in that I didn't even formally identify with, because we don't even talk about mental health in our community.
Right.
Just taught to suck it up, buttercup, go make it happen, you know, especially if you're the strong friend. You know, where does the strong friend go to be weak or to be vulnerable? I did a seminar not too long ago, and I told them I was a professional hustler. I had that down pat, but I was a horrible human being. I did not know how to hurt. I did not know how to ask for help. I did not know how to, you know, just not be successful. So I put a lot of pressure on myself. And so I did have moments where I didn't know if I was going to be able to get to the next step. I didn't know if the vision was still going for me, you know? But just tapping into my own personal mindset wellness and understanding that sometimes that is part of the process. You know, you don't always have to be in your yin. I've learned to embrace my yin and my yang. So some days I would be, you know, the boss chick, get it done, make it happen, you know, and then some days I'm gonna be the person who needs to figure out life and to understand what my next step is gonna be. But I've learned to be grateful through it all. And just understanding, like I said, my responsibility to my children and now to my grandchildren, failure is not an option. I gotta keep going. Because whatever I wasn't able to do for my children, because those seeds that I planted in them, my oldest son, he works for Tesla. He's never been to prison. He's an amazing father. You know, job well done. Hats off to him, hats off to me, because that was part of my commitment, right? My daughter, she's walking in my, you know, footsteps in reference. She's a real estate agent. She's a loan officer. She's a life insurance agent. She has her own movement to motivate millennials to make, manage, and maximize money. Like, job well done. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So my baby boy, we taught him Forex trading last year, and he actually asked me about, Mom, what is real estate investing? What's wholesaling? You know, he's 18. So my babies are living, walking, talking proof that this walk was not in vain. And that I'm committed to continuing to move forward and even open up more doors and expand the vision even more, because now I got my grandchildren and I want them to continue to reap the fruits of the seeds that we're planting.
Awesome. Well, you have definitely laid a blueprint. You have created a blueprint and have laid it forth. But listen, we have to take a commercial break because, you know, we got to pay bills here. We got to pay bills, you know. Yes. So we do need to take a commercial break. But I know you sticking and staying, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Listen, we will be right back with the legacy lifestyle expert herself, Miss Nia Imani. The Manifestation Culture is brought to you in part by Matters of the Heart Ministries with T. LaRuth Boston. Jumpstart your day and join us every Tuesday through Thursday morning on the Matters of the Heart Facebook page, where you can come alive at 5:55 a.m. Matters of the Heart Ministries is the place where your heart matters to God. And by Victoria's Collections. For the very best in organic soy candles and home decor, there's no better place to shop online than Victoria's Collections. Don't forget, Father's Day is this month, and you can get the perfect gift for Dad by going to www.victoriascollection.shop. That's www.victoriascollection.shop. shop. Welcome back to the Manifestation Culture. I am still Christopher D. Williams. I'm still your host, and if you have just tuned in, it's amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have been tuned in, thank you for sticking and staying. We're very grateful. Today we have Miss Nia Imani, who is the legacy lifestyle expert of the Fabulous Life International Corporation, and she is doing major things. She is a major mover and shaker. Listen, before the break, we were talking about generational wealth and what it means to create something for your children and how they are to be basically given a head start in life, which you've done a phenomenal job on. I want to talk to you about people in general who come to your legacy lifestyle classes in particular, because I know you have a very, very specific passion for women in particular to help push and move them into their next level. If someone comes to your class, what kind of strategies do you lay out for them?
Well, actually, we have a couple of different paths that they can take. So we've created signature courses centered around the services that we offer. So we have a mindset wellness course, which is going to walk you through how to find peace in your past, how to find purpose in your present, and power in your future, how accountability is the best policy. You know, we walk you through all of those things because I believe when you're working on your mind, there also is a big correlation with your heart, right? And so I wanted to give them some strategy that they can use in order to get that part in alignment, because what happens is, Chris, what happened to me is that I didn't deal with the mindset wellness. I went straight to legacy planning. I went straight to building. I went straight to, let me get out here and make it happen. Let me build, you know, this wealth pot over here. But what happened was I had a breakdown over here in the mindset wellness aspect of it. So I had to keep going around the circles like a hamster wheel. I just couldn't get off. I was like, why am I back here again? You know, it was because I had not healed certain areas that needed to be addressed. So we don't know what we don't know. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is in our vision manifestation, we walk you through how to take your concept to completion. I have been given a phenomenal gift of foresight. So I can see a concept, but I could also see the steps in between to get you to completion. So I have a simple system that I created. I have like a 2-page what I call a vision statement, and they'll get the template for that. They'll get all the things that they need to do to lead up to that. And that template will put you in position to get business partners. It will position you to get funding. It will position you to get contracts. I have done all of those things with a 2-page vision statement that I'm walking people through when they take our vision manifestation course. And then lastly, we have our legacy planning. So legacy planning is super important, but it starts with money management. You will not have a legacy if you don't know how to manage your money. I don't care. You could be making 6 figures a year, 6 figures a month. If money is coming in one hand and going out the other, you can forget it. So we go over money management, the importance of that. We talk about life insurance. We talk about the secrets of life insurance, because a lot of people feel like life insurance is just when you pass, but there's a lot of living benefits to life insurance that we go over. Of course, you know, I'm going to talk about real estate investing in our legacy planning section, real estate, home ownership. I have a full course to separate it for home ownership and real estate investing. And then lastly, you know, we're going to highlight some of the areas that we talk about in our Forex trading. So that's teaching people how to create cash flow, because everything leading up to your legacy is all going to be centered around the income and the assets that you need to be an impact to your family's future.
Wow. That is amazing, because what you've just done basically is you're helping to step people from point A of like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get on the path, to bringing them to full circle, like to like, okay, you know, now that I know, here is where I can end up. And, you know, I believe it was Les Brown that had told me one time, he says, listen, there is no secret to success, but there is a system of success. And you have to learn how to work within the system of success. And I applaud you, because this is what you've done. You basically have given a system, created a system, and given them a system to move from one degree of grace, if you will, unto another, which is amazing. Now I have to ask, and I already know, but for the listeners in particular, what makes you so passionate about women in particular to get them on this path?
My personal and professional journey. There have been so many steps. There have been so many situations, so many circumstances, but I never allowed any of them to break me, to break my spirit, to change my focus. And I see it so often, when women just don't have resources, they don't have support, and they're not naturally made like myself. I believe that God created me as a leader on purpose so that I can, lead from a compassionate place, lead from a place of, sis, I've been there, I understand, I know what it's like to feel, to look like a 10 and feel like a 2. I know what it's like to, be looking for love in all the wrong places. I know what it's like for a society to count you out. But guess what? I see the greatness in you. Interim, the ugly stuff, the breakdowns, the disappointment, the confusion, I still see the purpose on your life. And I want to make sure that, God didn't give up on me. So I want to make sure that I allow women to understand that it's okay not to be okay all the time.
Yes.
You can ask for help, and you can still get from that place of, the depression medicine, the anxiety medicine, all those things, and then still build a 6-figure business. You could drop out of high school and have 2 babies by 19 and no college degree, no high school diploma, and still now we have Legacy Tribe University. I once dropped out of school and was the student. Now I'm the professor and the teacher. People are walking across my stage that I've been able to create because of the innate knowledge and ability that I've had to hone in on a skill, communicate a skill. And so for me, that alone, I can't give up on people because nobody gave up on me. You know what I'm saying? So it is important for me. It is imperative for me. It is kind of like my lifeline in order for me to pour out all of the information and resources that I've been able to obtain over the years. And I'm constantly finding ways on how to even get better at doing that. Like I said, we just launched Legacy Tribe University, which we have our signature courses, and we even have other courses that, women will be able to take advantage of as well.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. And with everything that you do, because you have so many different facets of basically moving from point A to point B with so many different systems in place to get someone to work to become greater. And then I also know that you have other businesses as well, too, which I'm going to let you talk about those as well.
Okay.
How do you juggle everything? Now, talk about your businesses and then talk about how you manage to juggle it all.
Okay. So here's the thing. It was difficult. And, when I launched Legacy Tribe University the other day, I said sometimes I just don't say anything because I have so much stuff that I want to say and I don't necessarily know where to start, Sure. And so I just kind of got into this mode to where I was just sharing our signature services, which is the mindset, wellness, vision, manifestation, legacy planning. If you knew me in my concierge trucks life, you're a part of that world. But I wasn't really connecting them and mixing them together because I just know sometimes that could be a lot for, a consumer or a client or whatever. But juggling them all has not been easy. But also what I've been able to do just recently was to surrender to my divine position. And that was difficult. for me. But basically what it boils down to is I am a master manifestor, right? I can take a concept to completion. So what I was doing, Chris, was I was hoarding all the gifts. I was hoarding all the gold, right? I was like, oh no, this is mine. You know, the concierge trucks, this is my vision. This is my idea. And what was happening is early on, and I just launched that a little over a year ago, people would actually call me and hit me up like, oh, I love your branding, I love your marketing. Can I duplicate your business model in my neighborhood, in my state, right? And even though that was a part of phase 3 of our marketing campaign, because remember, I see it from concept to completion. Sure. I wasn't ready. I didn't have the interpretation of actually what that meant. But fast forward to now, basically, we're adding the moving and delivery business to our course curriculum. So now I'm taking myself out of the owner operator facilitator of the vision and basically packaging that up in a blueprint so that now I'm able to even scale even higher, have a bigger impact, and serve more people by removing myself from the equation and just being a blessing to other people around the world.
Amazing. It's simply amazing. I'm really almost at a loss for words as how you have put all of this together in a small period of time, because here's the truth of the matter. For those who don't know, you're not that old. Okay, seriously, you're really not that old. I ain't gonna tell it, but we kind of close to the same age. There you go. See, I'll be 46 next month. So, I get it. So the thing about it is, what that is to me is an amazing situation, because some people believe that you have to be like in your 50s or your 60s in order to really come, to a major level of doing things. Yeah. But what you're proving, especially for women in particular, is that you don't have to be an old person. You can be a younger person, and you can do these things and just go forth in your vision and just, make manifestation happen. Yeah. So listen, again, we got to pay some bills. So let's go ahead and do a commercial break. I don't want to, because, I could talk to you all day about this. So, but we got to pay the bills. So listen, we're going to be right back with Miss Nia Imani, the legacy lifestyle expert of the Fabulous Life International.
Yes.
Share the word. www.sharetheword.us.
Welcome to Unique Conversations with China Smith. Stay tuned. Coming soon.
Do you need help to find your dream home? Then look no further than real estate professional Lakiba Wallace of Maximum One Realty Partners. Remember, Lakiba is the one that can get the job done. Contact her today at lakibawallace@aol.com. Welcome back to the Manifestation Culture. I am still Christopher D. Williams, and I am your host, and we're just so elated to have Miss Nia Imani, the legacy lifestyle expert of the Fabulous Life International. Listen, if you have just tuned in, make sure you go back and watch this entire segment, because I promise you it's going to really bless you. And if you have been with us, thank you for continuing to be with us and staying with us. Now, listen, as things happen, we have to, bring things to a close. It's only a 30-minute show. But I want to ask you, if someone needs to get in touch with you, because they realize that, my life is not going exactly the way I have planned it, and I need some help. Yes. And I believe just by watching this episode of the Manifestation Culture that Nia Imani can help me. Yes. How do they get in touch with you?
Well, actually, you can get in touch with me several different ways. The first thing is you can go to Facebook. I'm Nia Imani, Fabulous Life International on there. Same place on Instagram. You can connect with me there. But ultimately, you can go to Legacy Tribe University. We have all of our courses there. You can connect on there. Just kind of look through the curriculum. We are constantly adding courses on there so that we can be of service to you. And you can, just reach out to me and we can connect from there to see, how you want to go from where you are to where you need to be. I mean, it is my goal. It is my mission. It is my mantle to make sure that you are whole and complete. So that is why we go from mindset wellness, vision manifestation, then legacy planning, so that we can make sure that you are just everything that you want to be, ought to be, and should be.
Amazing. Now, listen, I have to ask in these last few minutes, so I need you to take about 2 to 3 minutes to really inspire our viewers, and I'm just going to shut up and let you do what you do, just to give words of inspiration, words of wisdom, whatever it is that you need to give to help people understand how to move forward.
So there's a couple things, and these are things I just did segments on them recently. And one of the first things that you got to do is understand that bitterness will leave you broken and broke, okay? And I believe that is where a lot of my mindset wellness challenges came from, because when you go through a lot of trauma, you have hidden places in your heart that people have hurt, that people have done you wrong, left you for dead, all these other things. And then you have these thoughts, in the back of your mind, like, and it does something to you overall. So I just want you to understand that bitterness needs to be addressed with forgiveness and understanding. So you're going to have to go through that process. It might not look pretty, but it's necessary in order for your overall success. And then the other thing is what I'm experiencing over and over again is that no new friends is a myth, okay? You need to expand your circle. I know you've heard your network is your net worth. That is 1,000% accurate. I cannot tell you how many doors have opened for me by just showing up and getting into the room, but also being friendly and being open to new relationships with people. I was just at an event yesterday, and God just took the hinges off the door on opportunities that were presented just because I showed up and I was open to building new relationships with people. So first and foremost, bitterness will leave you broken and broke. And secondly, no new friends is a myth. If you don't expand your circle, you will not expand your life. And it's just as simple as that.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's a sermon in itself right there. I mean, for real. Chuck, I may have to do that Sunday morning. No, but oh my gosh, that is amazing. Listen, Nia Imani, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be with us on the Manifestation Culture, to help bless the people, to just share your story and what have you. It has been amazing, and I thank you so very kindly for being a guest. And of course, we'll probably be having you back sometime soon too.
I would love to.
We are very, very grateful. So I have to go ahead and do my parting words right now. Listen, thank you so much again for tuning into the Manifestation Culture. But here's what I want you to know, and here's what I want you to remember. Just because you started in one situation does not mean that that's where you're destined to end. You can start here, and your start may not be so great, but I promise you, with faith and with the power of God and Him leading you in the proper direction, your ending shall be much greater than your beginning. In other words, your latter days shall be better than your beginning days. And with that being said, I am Christopher D. Williams. I am the host of the Manifestation Culture, and we thank you so very kindly for tuning in, and we will see you next week.